This is Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister, and I welcome you to another edition of Thoughts for Vision, inspirational topics to help get you through life. Thank God for this opportunity. I thank the creators of Blog Talk Radio, and I thank all of you. See, see, old habits die hard, like I said. And I thank all of you out there for tuning in today. With shout out to Blog Talk Radio. I'm sorry, that's ingrained in me. I did it. Hey, kill me. I did the show for 6 years straight over there. And like I said, still highly indebted to Blog Talk Radio. In fact, those 6 years of shows are still there. So, it's in the archives. So you can always go and check out those old shows from Blog Talk Radio. But thank you all for tuning in today. If you need any info about me, about Thoughts for Vision, about Rip and Run Grocery, there's one place and one place only for you to go to. And that's what I like to call my one-stop shop. Oh, my one-stop shop, www.jackieap.com. If you need any info about the Thoughts for Vision blog and radio show, Rip and Run Grocery, social network pages, you want to download my headshot or resumes from my LinkedIn page, or if you want to donate to either Thoughts for Vision or Rip and Run Grocery, that's the place to do it. What I like to call my one-stop shop. Check out my website, www.jackieap.com. Once again, www.jackieap.com. Check it out. I want to welcome you all here today. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Today's topic, I thought I was going to be doing an update show, but today's topic, Lord put a topic on my heart today. And today's topic, one instruction at a time. Once again, today's topic, one instruction at a time. Now, I'm going to steal the verses. Now, I admit, Sister Judy, I'm going to steal the verses that you did last night for your sermon, but I welcome you to check out, go to Bishop Charles Blake Facebook page, and I'm going to post the link and check out the sermon. You can go there and check out the sermon that Dr. Judy McAllister spoke on last night. Really great sermon. That only thing I'm talking about stealing are the verses. Now, the Lord gave me a different lead-in to how I'm going to come with these verses, but she just really did a great job last night with her sermon. And it was a really great sermon. I welcome you. Wait a minute. Trying to post this. There we go. So there's the Facebook page. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can see it. There's Bishop Charles E. Blake's Facebook page. I welcome you to check that out and check out Dr. Judy McAllister's sermon last night. It was a really great sermon. But all I'm doing is just taking the verses, and God gave me another kind of direction in which to go with that. But I welcome you to check out her sermon last night. It was really awesome. I mean, it was awesome. But I admit, I'm going to steal your verses. I'm going to come from them same verses. And the verses that I'm going to come from is Psalms 61, verses 1 through 4. I'm going to steal them verses. But like I said, the topic again, my topic for today is one instruction at a time. And I'm going to start off with these verses. I'm going to post them. Post it. Give me some time. I just want to. Yeah, I just want to post it so you know where I'm coming from. Once again, coming from the book of Psalms, 61, chapter verses 1 through 4. Now I'm going to read it from I'm reading it from the New Living Translation. New Living Translation. Psalm 61, 1 through 4, which reads, O God, listen to my cry. Hear my prayer. From the ends of the earth, I cry to you for help. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the towering rock of safety. For you are my safe refuge, a fortress where my enemies cannot reach me. Let me live forever in your sanctuary, safe beneath the shelter of your wings. Once again, read Psalms 61, verses 1 through 4. Like I said, today's topic, one instruction at a time. And I'm really focusing on I really can say mine is really focusing on definitely the first two verses that I'm going to read again. I'm going to read verses 1 and 2 again. Oh God, listen to my cry. Hear my prayer. From the ends of the earth, I cry to you for help. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the towering rock of safety. Now, I like that. It says, when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the towering rock of safety. See, he is the one that will lead us. He'll lead us. And he'll lead us in his time and in his way. He'll lead us in his time and in his way. And that topic rang really strong with me today. One instruction at a time. Because I think back to with definitely just starting to really make my move through being in that entertainment industry. Because I knew I wanted to be ever since, well, really ever since high school, really. I knew I wanted to be in the field as far as with acting. Because the first play that I was in was when I was like 11, 12 years old, which was a play, believe it or not, my father wrote, and we did it a couple of times. And I knew I liked it acting, but I can't say then I wanted to do it like for a career. It wasn't till I got into high school and did a few plays. That's when I knew then that I wanted to make this a career. So when I went to college, I mean, that was my major, theater arts. And I went through college, graduated, and understand a part of the way, at least halfway through college, at first I was of that mindset: should I take a minor in something else? That good old fall back on whatever, how they say. But I was like, there was nothing else I needed to do. So after about halfway through, I just killed all that fall back on this. Hey, I knew this is what I wanted to do, and I was just gonna stick with it. So I mean, I right away, as I went into college, I majored in that. There was no time being, no undecided, nothing like that. I went straight through in college with that being my major, and I graduated. And then, as time goes on, hey, you having to, because Lord knows I had borrowed a loan while I was in college, so had to start paying that back. Well, thank God first I had some months of deferment, but now that is, you go find a good old job, and which I didn't find until really like 2 years afterwards, and then sitting at the good old 9 to 5, and then you remember about what you really want to do. So I took that step of faith and left the good old 9 to 5. And I mean, I just can't help but think, really just taking the time to stand on what God says you can have. So I took that step of faith, left the 9 to 5, started doing the background work through Central Casting. And then after a few years, definitely after joining SAG, that's when things kind of started to dry up, and, because we start off in life, trying to figure out our own way. I think we've all been guilty of trying to find our own direction. And we try to map out our own plan. And we can get so trapped into our plan that we don't think enough about, and what I say on the show all the time, God has a plan and has a purpose for your life. So, and we start off getting stuck on our plan and our way. So things started to get a little, kind of shaky, and then get to the point where you're stuck. And once again, you're still on a path of you trying to figure out your way. And it wasn't until 2010 where I really, that first part of 2010, where I really like said, Lord, it's about your will, your way, just lead and guide me. You think about going back to this verse, the second verse again. I want to read it again. Psalm 61:2. From the ends of the earth, I cry to you for help when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the towering rock safety. You see, in life we can get overwhelmed. Life can overwhelm us. I mean, it could be different. Life is difficult enough as it is, but when we try to go our way, sometimes that's where we can get stuck. We can seriously get stuck. Our way works. It seems like it works for a minute, but then it sometimes gets stuck on stupid. I'm sorry. We just do. We think we have our lives all planned out till we come to that place where we just get stuck. And it still seems to happen in our life from time to time. It still seems to happen from time to time where we get in a place where we go too much in our own direction, where we end up getting in our own way and just feeling stuck, feeling overwhelmed, feeling overwhelmed. And get back to the story of 2010, that's where I really was like, Lord, I surrender, to your will, your way, you know. And like I said, acting is still no question, a passion of mine, But I also knew that just trust me in every way, what I do, whether it's acting, doing radio, whatever. I try to be about, what God will have me to do, whatever. But, I knew it was some way, shape, or form God wanted me to, definitely around that time, around the first of 2010, I knew it was a way where, I knew it was one way where God wanted me to share his word, but, I just didn't know how that was going to happen. At first, I thought it would be through going through the church route and, like becoming a missionary, whatever. I was thinking, but that road ain't for everybody. I mean, just for me personally, I don't think that's my road, go through that route. I always thought it would happen some way, somehow through, through the vein of being through the entertainment industry. So it was just one of those things I really couldn't figure out. So you stop trying to figure it out. And then it came to October 2010. Like I always tell it, the only thing the Lord said to me was, start your own blog. That's all he said. Start your own blog. And of course, then I didn't know where that came. I was like, because see, we say the funny thing is, we say to God, like I told you, first of 2010, I said, Lord, I surrender. See, this is the funny thing. We say to the Lord, well, Lord, I surrender, do this, do that. But sometimes you got to ask yourself, do you really mean it when you say that? Do you really mean it? Because see, the problem is we say, Lord, well, do what you want. But the problem is when we expect it to come a certain way or to be done a certain way. We one hand, it's once again what I was talking about before on another show about talking out of both sides of your mouth. This side say, okay, Lord, I'll do your will, but this side saying, well, I'm gonna do your will, but it needs to come in this direction, this way, this format. We still trying to put conditions on it. We say, okay, Lord, do you will, but make it come in this way, this time, this, we still trying to put conditions on his will. See, that's a big mistake we make all the time. We still are trying to put conditions on his will. So, of course, when he said to me in October 2010, start your own blog, what was I thinking? Oh, well, they ain't got nothing to do with acting. What they got to do with acting? We always say that when he tells you, okay, da da da. But then we come with, well, what that got to do with such and such? See, we try to put conditions on his will. It's like you got to ask yourself, do you really Do you really trust in God to really look out for you? Because I want to read verses 3 and 4 again of Psalm 61. I want to read, that again. 3 and 4. For you are my safe refuge, fortress, a fortress where my enemies cannot reach me. Let me live forever in your sanctuary, safe beneath the shelter of your wings. See, we can read verses like this, like these 4 verses that I read to you. See, we can read verses like that, but still put conditions on it. And like I said, that's all he said in October 2010 was start your own blog. He didn't tell me do nothing else. He just said start your own blog. Now I started it, but I admit I didn't have the best attitude towards it. I really didn't. Because why? Because it had nothing to do with acting. Because although in so many ways I was prepared for it beforehand, because at that time, I was already on Blogger reading other people's blogs, and I was on Blog Talk. I was on Blog Talk Radio listening to other people's shows. I was already doing that around that time, but ain't thought about starting my own blog or doing my own radio show. I mean, far from it. But that's all he said was start a blog. That's all he said. Now I could have said no. And he allows you to see. God allows things because sometimes we see what's the stuff that goes on in the world and all that kind of jazz, and we be like, well, God wouldn't allow this stuff. See, he allows stuff to happen, but just understand everything that he allows to happen is going to be for the good. You got to believe it's going to be for the good, to those who love God. So, and see, he allows certain things to take place in your life because they're going to eventually become for your good. They're going to be for your good. So, but he allows you to choose, because he decided long ago that he didn't want robots. He didn't want people being mechanical with him. He's decided that long time ago he wanted to create us as free moral agents with our own mind to make decisions. He's decided long time ago that he wanted people to freely and willingly love him, follow him, do what he says, all that good stuff. So, I just think back to, I could have said, no, I'm not doing that. And he would let you make the decision. He'd be like, oh, okay then. He'll just let you make the decision. Okay? And let you do what you want to do. But when you think about, hear my prayer, going back to the first verse, oh God, listen to my cry. Hear my prayer. He'll hear your prayer. He'll hear your prayer. From the ends of the earth, verse 2, from the ends of the earth, I cry to you for help, where my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the towering rock of safety. See, when our heart is overwhelmed, see, not even just the bad stuff. Sometimes our heart can be overwhelmed with with even good things. We can just be overwhelmed with life. But if we really go to God and allow Him to hear our prayer, and we got to pray the prayer. See, first and foremost, we got to pray the prayer. You got to put out the request. You have not because you ask not. You got to put out the request. And going back to today's topic, one instruction at a time. See, that's what he does. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. All he said to me in October 2010, start your own blog. See, he didn't tell me to start the radio show. He didn't tell me to do anything else from after that point, because he don't give you too many instructions because it would what? Overwhelm you. It would overwhelm you. See, he's just like that. He gives you one instruction at a time. And as you follow and obey that, he gives you another instruction and then another instruction and then another instruction. And what they say, he don't take you past your last act of disobedience. The Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. Like they say, he doesn't take you past your last act of disobedience. We got to be prepared to not only pray the prayer, but follow instruction. And like I said, I admit, I followed the instruction, but what I got to admit to is I didn't have the best attitude with following the instruction because I didn't really understand it, Like I told you, I was like, well, what that got to do with acting? I was thinking in my mind. But like I said, I knew in some way, somehow he wanted me to share his work, and that's the way he was leading me to do it. So, like I said, October the 20th, 2010 was when I started the Thoughts Provision blog. And then I and then I decided, well, a radio show would nicely complement the blog, and that's when that was October the 27th. Actually, I both started that day on October the 27th, 2010. I started both a Blog Talk Radio account and a Facebook account. I mean, both of those accounts, Blog Talk Radio and Facebook, I started on that day, October the 27th, 2010. And then I got to playing around with BTR, figuring out how everything goes. And then on November the 8th, just shortly after November the 8th, 2010, I did the first Thoughts Provision radio show. So, and I just thank God for those decisions. I thank God, first of all, for, like I said, one instruction at a time. One instruction at a time. Start your own blog. That's how it started. That's how Thoughts Provision started. One instruction. Start your own blog. You didn't say too much at one time. You didn't say start your blog, then start the radio show, then do this, then do that, then do this, then do that, then do that. Why? Because it would have overwhelmed us. It would have overwhelmed. See, not even God overwhelms you. He gives you one instruction at a time. See, when you feel overwhelmed, you can lean on him as the rock of safety. And he sure is not going to be the cause of you being overwhelmed. See, he's not going to give you too much at one time, because why you would feel overwhelmed and run away. But it's one instruction at a time. That's all he said. October 2010. That's all he said. Start your own blog. That's all he said. And that has led to me doing wonderful things, meeting wonderful people. I mean, I just think if I hadn't obeyed that one instruction, see, I could have turned it down. Could have turned it down. Could have said, no, Lord, I'm about one to act, so I'm not doing it. But oh well, he just would have been like, oh, okay. See, he lets you make the decision. He, you know, like I said, he's decided long while ago he wanted free moral agents. So he's gonna let you make your decision. He's gonna let you make your decision. But I can't help but think, if I didn't start the blog, where would I be right now? Oh, I guess been stuck in the same place like what I was, I guess. But I really can't think. I just thank God that I obeyed that one instruction. Then after that, he gives you another instruction, then another instruction, then another instruction, then another instruction. Never takes you past your last act of disobedience. If you're feeling overwhelmed and feeling like life isn't going right, look back at your last act of disobedience. See, look back at where you may have not, did he give you an instruction? I mean, because like I said, he's talking to you all the time. But we got to have that, as I always say, that tuned ear to hear and to listen. Got to hear that tuned ear, okay, to hear and to listen. So can you say that? Can you say that you have a tuned ear to hear and to listen? Because he's constantly talking to you all of the time. Constantly talking to you all the time. But we got to have that ear to hear. Got to have an ear to hear. Can you truthfully say that about yourself? Do you have an ear to hear? You got to ask yourself, do you have that ear to hear? We got to obey his instructions. Our will, he wants really our supposed will to line up with his will. He wants our will to line up with his will. See, that's another area in which we miss the mark. See, when we're praying, are we, the first verse says, "Oh God, listen to my cry, hear my prayer." Well, when we're praying, are we praying based off of God's will or our own will? Are we praying off of our will or his will? See, he really wants our supposed will to line up with his will, his plan, his purpose for our lives. Can you say that your will is aligned with his will? Or are you off on your own tangent, planning a life without him? See, some of us, we make the mistake still to this day of trying to plan a life without him. I mean, he allows you the freedom to do it, but eventually you're going to hit that point of the road where you realize, okay, this ain't his will. I'm sitting up here trying to do this stuff on my own. God wants to get all the glory. He doesn't share his glory with anyone. He don't want nobody, including you, to be able to say, I did it. He don't want your mama to be able to say she did it. He don't want your best friend to be able to say they did it. He don't want you to be able to say you did it. He wants to get all the glory. He shares his glory with no one. I am the way, the truth, and the life. He is the way, the truth, and the life. So we just got to make that decision once for all. Are we going to trust in his way? I mean, really trust in his way. Because going his way is the only way. And this is something we just got to constantly keep in mind and keep watch out for. Because we can still make those mistakes where we're trying to we're trying to go too much in our own way and in our own strength. But we just got to remember that God has a plan, has a purpose, has the plan and the purpose for our lives. So just remember that. That's all I can tell you. Just remember that. God has a plan. God has the purpose for your life. With that, that is all I have to say about the topic today. Hope what I've said to you today has truly, truly, truly blessed your life. Once again, for more info about me, about Thoughts for Vision, about Rip and Run Grocery, social network pages, need any info about me that you need to download, headshot resumes through my LinkedIn page, or if you want to donate to either Thoughts for Vision or Rip and Run Grocery, one place to do that. And that's what I like to call my one-stop shop. www.jackieap.com. I got it on the screen, but I'm also going to post it here in the comments as well. You can have that. www.jackieap.com. Like I said, need any info about me, whatever you need. That's the place to check it out. www.jackieap.com. And that is going to do it for the show today. Those of you who tuned in live, thank you so much for tuning into the show today. Thank you so much. Those who popped in Thank you for tuning in. I see somebody watching right now. Thank you for tuning in. Or some of you may be watching this in the archive. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that is going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so very much for tuning in to the Thoughts for Vision radio show today. Like I said, this show is going to be available right after this goes off. So you coming in late, you missed some of the show, just go back and look at it, okay? And of course, eventually, as I always do, the show will be available on YouTube as well. I'll, of course, let you know when I post the video on YouTube as well. So you can check the show out in both places, either here on Facebook Live as I'm doing it or in the archive, but also eventually on YouTube. Like I said, I'll post it to YouTube later today. And as I always do, I make sure to put a comment right here on the video, letting you know when it's available now on YouTube. Okay. So thank you so much once again. For more info about me, go to my website, www.jackiejackieap.com. Okay. Thank you so very much for tuning in to the Thoughts for Vision radio show today. And remember, God's thoughts plus your vision equals greatness. Once again, God's thoughts plus your vision equals greatness. Take care. You have a wonderful day. And I will see you on the radio soon. Take care and God bless.